Hey, good evening, everybody. It is Michelle, and this is our weekly team call. And tonight we are talking Facebook and algorithms. I actually Googled. I throw the word algorithm around, but I knew that I could not explain exactly what it is. So I Googled it just a little while ago. It says an algorithm is a sequence of instructions telling a computer what to do. Really, when it gets down to it, the algorithm is what means that some people will see your posts and some people won't, or how popular your posts will end up being. They did say in 2017, another article I read said that as of January 2017, they'd changed some of the algorithms. And I knew that. I had seen that, but I hadn't looked to see what it was until today. Three main things that they have changed on the algorithm as of January, February were, number one, longer videos with higher completion rates will be ranked more highly on a newsfeed. So to determine how prominent a video is on a newsfeed, Facebook will evaluate various factors such as live video status, the engagement based on length of time watched, and the percent completion, meaning the people that are getting on and seeing your videos. If they're staying on, that is the completion, or the length of time somebody's staying on to your videos. Number two was authentic posts will rank more highly on the newsfeed. So according to Facebook, authenticity is based on user behavior. If your posts have received a lot of negative feedback, for example, people unliking your page or hiding your posts, or hiding all your posts from your page, it will be deemed as less authentic. Asking for likes, comments, or shares is also a no-no, and this update will likely penalize you whether or not the content you share is authentic. So you don't want to be, number one, you don't want to share, and we're going to go more into that. But don't be asking people to like necessarily or comment on that post. You know, it's great. Go to our team page or go tag a couple of your friends in a private message saying, hey, will you go to my posts and comment? But don't ask on that status post for people to like and comment. Because the algorithms, the way it's set up, Facebook will penalize you. Those things will not end up being seen as much as you're hoping they're going to be seen. And then number three of the changes was Facebook newsfeed will prioritize timely posts. So what does that mean? It says, for instance, it will temporarily upgrade posts that relate to currently trending topics, such as an ongoing sporting event involving a team that you're interested in. It will also boost posts that a lot of people are commenting on or liking at that moment, at the expense of other posts that might have gotten a flurry of engagement several hours ago. So if it sees a popularity of your posts and a lot of people are commenting, then that's going to get more play. But also, like, say you were watching the fight the other night and you're posting about that, those posts were going to be seen more frequently than maybe a post you had done earlier, because it was a trending topic. So it said the new updates are all aligned with Facebook's goal of the newsfeed, to show its audience the stories that matter most to them every time they visit Facebook. So it boils down to generating good content that people are going to engage with. So that's really what we're talking about. I'm going to do a share screen and we're going to go to the PowerPoint and talk through some of these things. All right. Okay, so does everybody see Facebook and its algorithms? Is that your screen? I'm always afraid that somehow technologically I'm going to not do this right. Okay, so let's talk through some of these things. This is not going to be a long call by any means. Hopefully, again, like I said earlier, you're going to get a nugget. At the very end, we'll talk through some of these things if you have questions. Those who have a higher likability factor move to the top of the newsfeed, those who have the most interaction. So again, that is that algorithm that we were just talking about. The things that are trending, that are likable, that people like, those are going to come more to the top. those who have the most interaction. That's why you guys comment on each other's posts, is to get those interactions to be seen by these algorithms. You have to be brilliant to have invented all this to begin with. I cannot tell you how these algorithms work. I just know that it's a sequence of instructions telling a computer what to do. The computer and Facebook itself are recognizing what is trending. They're recognizing what is getting the most posts. Those are the ones that are going to get the most play. That likability, not just hitting the like button, but seeing that interaction. So to make your post more visible, that likability that we're talking about, you need to comment on at least 10 people's posts. This is what I've heard. I will tell you, I need to start doing this myself, because I'm very faithful at going and commenting on a lot of people's posts, especially when I see you guys posting. Even if I don't have anything to say or I can't think of something, I'm at least in the comment section. You'll notice I'm putting hearts. I'm doing something just in the comment section just to show something in the comment section. If I don't have time to do anything else, I'm trying to at least give something in there, not an emoji in that one bar, but I'm trying to go into the comment section and comment something. But on this, it said to make your post more visible, you need to comment on at least 10 people's posts and like or love at least 5 people's posts before you make your post, within an hour before. So already, I guess it's kind of like priming the pump, getting it out there. I'll be curious to experiment with this and to see if I see a difference. But it is an idea. For sure, at least be going and commenting the other day. Don't use don't spend so much time doing that you're not accomplishing your income producing activities, that you're not, doing your own reach outs and follow-ups and training yourself. Don't spend your time just, perusing Facebook, trying to find people's things to post on, to comment on. This is a real quick little, in 5 minutes, you can go to 10 people's posts and comment something. And you can like 5 people's posts. This is not a long amount of time I'm saying to do this, but be intentional about doing that. People that you are seeing come through your newsfeed and teammates that you're seeing, comment on their things, trying to get their stuff seen. They're going to do the same thing for you. Did you know, because I did not know, private messages are now part of that algorithm. So before I thought it was just the commenting part, but private messages and just seeing the interactions are now part of the algorithm. Facebook wants you to use their products. You need to use the private messaging regularly and personally with meaningful and real conversations. Be careful not to spam people with copy and paste. If all you're doing is sending them, copying and pasting and sending that to multiple people in a private message, that will be seen as spam. I will say, actually, the other day, yesterday, I was commenting on somebody's and I hit post and it didn't go through. So I hit post again and it didn't seem to go through. And then I hit post again and all of a sudden I got a message from Facebook saying that it had been reported as spam. And I'm like, what? Because I was like, it hasn't even posted. Well, no, it had. It had posted three times the same exact message on this person's comments. So it's easy enough for me to go back in and delete 2 of them. And, it wasn't an issue. It didn't do anything. But because it was seeing me post the exact same thing 3 times, it did look like spam. So it was interesting to see that message popping up. But Facebook can tell the difference. If you're sending a private message to people you're following up with or reaching out to, it can tell the difference in that and you just sending out, flash advertisements. Timing. Post within 1 hour of your audience peak times. So when you wake up in the morning, before lunch, after work, and after the kids are in bed, are the prime times. Now that school has started, I always try to make sure that you all know that from experience, carpool line times are are a big time for a lot of people to get on Facebook, because I was one of them. You know, from 2 to 3 o'clock, there's a lot of parents sitting in a carpool line waiting for school to let out. And the only thing to do in that line is sit there and you're scrolling Facebook. So that's always a good time to make a post as well. But try to be intentional about the peak times for your audience. Think about, what are you adding? I like the saying, your vibe attracts your tribe. So you want to add value to your community. You want to think about others and what they would enjoy seeing. You want to attract what you're wanting with your post. Be yourself, add value to others in your post. Let's be real careful with if all you're posting is negative, that's going to be what you're attracting. Do you really, if you're doing this as a business, do you really want to fill up your team with a negative tribe? So think through how you're posting, and literally, I'm looking at the people that are on the call tonight, and I don't see this on any of y'all's. So I'm not speaking to you all, but a lot of people are going to be watching. Well, I hope a lot of people will watch a video. Think through, if you're using a bunch of coarse language, or if everything that you're posting is negative, that is going to be not necessarily the most attractive thing. Yes, you can be I've just said you can be yourself, and I don't want to take away from you being able to let your voice be heard, but I will tell you that via Facebook, nobody has ever changed my mind on my core beliefs. Now, private conversations where people are really listening, but just using this as a platform to get your viewpoints across is not, I don't know of one situation that has been effective. If it is, it's few and far between. So if you think that you're going to be able to just lay down the law on exactly what you think, whether it's a moral thing, a religious thing, a political thing, all those different things, how can people, if all you're doing is alienating people with your posts, they're not ever going to be drawn to hearing your heart. Yeah. I'm not even talking plexus. I'm talking, they're not going to hear your heart. They're not going to, whether it's knowing you're Jesus or hearing your viewpoint on this or on something or on something else, they're not going to hear your heart if all you're doing is putting up, is sitting on your soapbox. So anyway, your vibe is going to attract your tribe. So be thoughtful about this. You are now using your Facebook. You're still representing your beliefs. I don't know any of my friends, especially ones who don't believe the same way I do, who don't know what my beliefs are, but I don't have to post that on Facebook for them to know that. But if all I'm doing is doing that, they're not going to hear anything else. I'm also doing, my Facebook page now is my business page. And if all I'm doing is throwing up walls, then I've really missed out on a good portion of opportunities that I might have. So I spent more time on this one that I was planning on it, but it kind of makes me passionate. So let's go on to the next one. Well, this one's talking about too, negativity. I like this graphic. I found this one today when I was making the PowerPoint. Being negative only makes a difficult journey more difficult. You may be given a cactus, but you don't have to sit on it. And that's true. Nobody's saying that you're not having a hard time. Nobody's saying, things aren't tough. It's not wallowing. Don't be negative. These will not be shown as much as they're going to hurt your likability factor, and Facebook's going to penalize you. What was the saying I heard today? Some people, this is on a radio station, some people look at thorns, complain about thorns being on a rose, and some people praise the fact that roses are on thorns. Something to that effect. You get the drift. There's always two ways of looking at things and basically seeing the bright side. So you don't want to hurt your likability, though, across the board. Okay, Facebook uses features as much as possible. Their features they're using. We already talked about that a little bit. Stories, Messenger, live videos, Facebook live videos. Done correctly, these are going to help your visibility and your reach. Are all of us comfortable doing Facebook Lives? No. But that is getting out there. People, especially people not doing Plexus, I've had so many of them when I've done a Facebook Live on my page, they're like, I'm so glad to hear your voice. Maybe it's somebody I haven't really talked to since high school. That's been a long time. There's something about seeing you in real life that appeals to people. So Deanna, you did a video earlier tonight. You did a great job. It was scary. It will stay scary for a while. And that's okay. You do it through the fear. I don't know if it's ever truly comfortable, but it's doable. And you did it, I'm going to be real interested to see if you end up getting responses from that. But Facebook and the algorithms using their features will get you higher in the on the news feeds. They like you using their features. Show love to your Facebook friends. Start giving more hearts, using and using more emotions. I thought this was interesting. Instead of just hitting the like button, Facebook likes you getting to know people and interact with them more, and using the other emojis, the heart button, the sad, the surprised, all those are rated higher on that algorithm than just giving that like button. It's so easy just to hit that like. But doing one of those, even better, we've already said, comment. But if you don't have time to do that, try to use other emojis besides just the like. Make posts at least 1 to 2 hours apart. This is a big one because I've seen this a number of times. Again, not from any of you all on here, but make posts at least 1 to 2 hours apart, or you're just competing with yourself. If you're posting, you find 3-4 great posts and you post them back to back to back, then there's nothing. There some of those posts people are not even seeing. So you're hurting yourself. You're going to be seen as a spammer if you post too much. Posting all in a row doesn't look good. It's probably going to look more advertising. Usually if you're posting that much in a row, it's not personal anyway. You're not writing 4 heartfelt posts and doing them all at once. You would be spacing those out anyway. So obviously Facebook is going to recognize that as well, and it's going to be seen more as spam. But space it out. Give people time to chew on it. Let it be commented on. If you're not getting comments on it, again, reach out, private message a couple people, put it on a team page. Say, hey, I just made a post. Will you all go, for Deanna, I just made a live post. Will a few of you all go on to that and comment so that other people will see it? The whole team, at different times, you've seen a lot of people doing this. Don't feel bad to do this, or just to, if you have just a thread of folks you talk to often, have them go do that for you. Make sure your business posts add value and tell a story. Don't just copy and paste someone else's post with at least doing 2 things. Adjust the content to make it yours, reword it a little bit, and edit the photos to make them different. Crop it. I've got a couple examples on the next slide. Crop it, add a logo, or make some kind of change so it looks different from everybody else's. Facebook can tell when we've just identically copied someone else's, and you lose credibility with your audience when they see multiple people posting on the exact same thing. If you're in an area and there's more, there's a few of you all posting the exact same thing, or if your friends list looks very similar and you post something and it looks, if you didn't know anybody else, they didn't know anybody else, it would look original. But if you all have the same thing and you're like, oh, well, I thought Michelle wrote that, but apparently Michelle didn't write that. I wonder who wrote that. It's not as credible. It's not authentic sounding, and people are going to respond to authenticity rather than a canned message. Our content and images need to be unique, and we need to use original posts as much as possible. Try to be original with your posts. I'm not saying don't use other people's posts. I do all the time. But I try to make it my own, even if it's saying why that story, why I'm sharing a story, why it stood out to me. And even if it's somebody, say it's a testimony of Randy's, I would go to Randy's page, unless it's a picture he just did where it was 3 stages of Randy, prior to Plexus, a year into Plexus, and now. That obviously would do that. But I would put that onto a different background because that's getting spread all over. I want it to make it look a little bit different. But I also might take a picture that I have with Randy and post that alongside of it to show that we're friends. Or I might, if it's something more generic about Randy, I'll go grab a different picture off of his photos and use it just to make it look more original. Because if other people are seeing that, they're going, oh, I've already seen that. But then they're like, oh, well, I haven't seen that one yet. And maybe they haven't even read the verbiage on any of them because they're seeing the same thing over and over again. They're passing it by. You want to do something that's going to get their attention. So let's go this next. The next one is going to be the one of examples. Do you want to mention this? Facebook jail is a real thing. In 3.5 years, I've only been in it one time. And I will tell you that it was it was not for doing anything wrong, except for posting something that everybody else was posting. And it got seen as spam. And for 2 days, I couldn't post on the group page. It locked me out. I could post on my regular page, but it locked me out of the group page because, and I think it was even, the shareables that corporate's making are great. But if every single person is posting those on the same day, that's going to look like spam. So I'll take the shareable, I'll throw it into PicCollage. And at the end, I'll talk about a couple of different ones. I'll throw it in a PicCollage and put it on a different background or put a border on it or something to make it look a little bit different, just so it's not seen as spam. But again, one thing with going to Facebook jail, this is my own opinion. This isn't necessarily, there may be another train of thought that I'm just not getting. Some people are going to Facebook jail and you'll say, oh, we're all in Facebook jail. And it's a big funny post and it might be their picture that they've put behind bars and like, I'm in Facebook jail. To me, that is not, that's not my brand. I don't want that to be how that looks. That takes away from the products and makes it look way businessy. And I don't even know how to explain why. I just know that that takes away from my authenticity if I'm saying I'm in Facebook jail because I've been posting the same thing everybody else has been posting. Or if you're explaining if you have to explain why you're in Facebook jail, it just doesn't look like a relational thing with the rest of my audience. So when I was in Facebook jail, I signed into my husband I signed in as my husband into the group page saying, hey guys, I'm in, I'm not going to be able to post on here for a couple days, but And I said, don't be posting this graphic. This got me in trouble. But that was never on my personal page. I never told my personal page that I was in Facebook jail. I've hit the clink. And there's not going to be a get out of jail free card. When you go to Facebook jail, you serve your time. Usually it's 24, 48 hours. I've seen it be a little bit longer. I've heard it was, but most of the time I think it's about 48 hours. Okay, so posting your own pictures. These are just 3. I just looked through to see some of the most recent ones that I had done. There were 10% off welcome packs. It was going around everywhere. There's a lot of canned ones going around. So I grabbed a picture off Pinterest that I liked, which was the pineapple. I just put some verbiage on it and threw it out there. I will tell you though, and it kind of made me cringe because I was like, okay, I don't want to go in Facebook jail. I'm doing this. And then within 10 minutes, I saw half a dozen other people take my graphic and post it as theirs, which was fine. But if too many people had done it, it would have been considered spam. And then I would have gone to Facebook jail, even though I was the originator of it. So that's why I say, be careful. It would be so easy to take that and tweak it so that it doesn't look exactly the same when you're doing it. On that bottom right one, when that whole thing with the unicorn frappuccino came out, it was getting everybody. We were all posting about that frappuccino and trying our slim drink, our own unicorn drink versus this highly sugared one that apparently was nasty from Starbucks that day. But number one, you can't post the label. So made sure I covered the Starbucks label and then, covered, I didn't completely cover Frappuccino, but the whole thing wasn't showing, and just changed it up enough that it was not the same exact graphic that was going out everywhere. It's easy enough to tweak these. Again, in Pic Collage, you throw it in there. What you can't see is the picture is actually like on a green background, kind of off center. Add a couple stickers to it to cover the some of the parts that didn't need to be seen, and it was easy to go. Basically 1 minute worth of work, and it was a graphic ready to go out. It was the same post basically everybody else is using. It's just a matter of switching it up so that it becomes your own. And then so many times, that upper right hand corner is my husband King, coming back from Florida a couple weeks ago. Did a post about Edge. So I just had him hold a bottle of Edge as we were driving down the road and snap that. Ended up getting a lot of attention. I actually got a customer for Edge for putting it into a real life situation. But my point is, a lot of times you'll see somebody posting like the generic advertising looking graphic of, say, ProBio 5 and Mega X or something. Instead of using that canned one that everybody uses, hold your products, put them on your kitchen counter, put them where it's obvious that it's either you or something of yours. Your phones, take a quick picture of it, of that ProBio 5 or whatever that is, and use that for your graphic. People recognize my kitchen. I post a lot of pictures of that. It's so easy just to grab it and shoot it right then and there. And now, granted, I've also seen pictures of my ProBio 5 in my kitchen being posted around Facebook. We all want to move so quickly and just grab and go, but it really does make it more personal if you will, and less spammy, if you will just post your own pictures or put your own tweak on a picture that's already out there. Again, a border or something else, just to do that. And then only post links in the comments. I knew that this was true for posting your website link. What I didn't realize until I was looking more into this is it says that Facebook doesn't like you taking people outside of Facebook. So whether it's an article or something else, they really prefer you to post those links in the comments rather than on something that if they click on it, that will take them away from Facebook. Because if you're posting that link in the body of your post, apparently that post is now not going to show up in as quite as many feeds because of the algorithms. So let me go back to just talking to us. Do you all know how to? That's really all the information I had. Do you all know how to make your own graphics? Do you use? Okay, Cindy, you're nodding your head. I will tell you, for me, the two that I mainly use, there's probably other ones, but user-friendly for me have been PicCollage and WordSwag. I use those two for most everything. And lately, I've been doing PicCollage. Has been my main. I've learned how to do PicCollage a little bit more. Which is maybe that's another night of showing you how I make a graphic. Not that I make the best ones, but just getting, being able to use the web search tool and put in something that you're wanting to find, and then adding that to your graphic, and maybe a watercolor swatch. Lately you've been seeing, and I've been doing it a lot because now that I've learned how to do it, I think the one tonight I got like a blue watercolor swatch so I could put it on the thing, and then I put my text over it, just something to kind of give a little bit more color to the post, pull in a couple of stickers just to make it look more full. This is my version of scrapbooking, I suppose, is making these posts now. But it's easy. It goes fast. You save it to your library. It's in your photos. Then it's easy to post that. On WordSwag, I can take a picture. I can either use a blank background, and a lot of times you see like the one that has like the yellow background that has the bike in front of it, or the desk that has a cup of coffee sitting on it or something. That's all WordSwag. They have images you can already use, and then you add text to it. Or you can download your own image. I've done this before, or downloaded my own image, and I've been able to, like it might be a picture of me, and I fade it out to where I'm just barely visible in the background, and I put words over it. Something that way it makes it look personal because they're seeing me in that particular image, but do something that the whole idea is just doing something that is unique to you so that Facebook isn't seeing you as doing spam. And something that people are going to hopefully bring attention to. I really think through, even sometimes I do better jobs than others, but like say, whether it's a contest or me announcing a team call or something, I'm trying to think through, okay, hold on, I don't want that to look so dull that they go past this. I need something that has a little bit of pop, because I don't want even on our team page to get rolled over. Especially if I'm on a news feed, I want something that's going to get somebody's attention. So, again, the ones that look really advertising are not going to be. I've gotten to where if it's real advertising looking, even though I know like whoever it is probably has really good verbiage, I scroll past it, and I completely believe in these products. So if I'm scrolling past it and not reading it, what does that tell you about other people that that you want to be reading your post? You want it to be something that will either look personal or interesting. And also, make sure that you're getting in other posts besides just Plexus. And I see, again, everybody that's on this call tonight doing that. But hopefully for the people that are not on the call tonight who watch it later, just to make them aware. So that's it. Does anybody have any questions or comments or anything else? Nope. Cindy's no. We don't know about Randy. Randy's just very stoic, just sitting there smiling at us so nicely. All right, guys, you all are awesome for getting on this call tonight. I hope that there was at least a tiny nugget, just even as you think about how you're posting. Again, Deanna, great job doing your Facebook Live using Facebook's, oh, Randy's raised his hand, but using the tools that Facebook has put out there. It's going to get attention, and it's hard, but it's going to get easier. Randy, were you raising your hand to wave, or did you have something to say?
I just wanted you to know I was really here.
Okay.
I had to, play chauffeur and chef, so I was listening while I was finishing dinner. So I didn't think you wanted to hear my kids arguing.
No, but given the opportunity, I would mute you. I would mute you for sure. I would laugh and I would mute you. So anyway, glad you got on. Glad to have you back from China.
It was a great call, and it was, thank you. It was such good information too, Michelle. It just, I don't understand. I mean, I know what an algorithm is in theory, but I don't understand how they work, and it irritates me every time Facebook changes theirs to try to outsmart us. So thank you for all that research, because it's very eye-opening to me. So I appreciate it.
Oh, good. Well, I hope it helps in some way, even if it's just thinking about how to be more authentic in our posts and on our pictures, even outside the algorithms. Because again, I don't understand it either, but I know it's there, and I know what I need to do to make sure that it's seeing, that algorithm is recognizing me as likable and as somebody who they want my post to be seen by other people. So I want to keep raising that bar up, because I know we all seem to think we're posting and people are going to see that. That's why, they say post 3 or 4 times a day, and you're like, what? I can't post that many times. Not understanding, not everybody's seeing our posts. And even the people that aren't seeing, say, all 4 of them in a day. Again, I can't explain how that works and why they're not. I just know that is true. So, I've had Melissa before, my upline, say, I didn't see your post, but like her husband Craig said, did you see what Michelle posted? And she's like, no. And Craig would tell her what it was, and then she would go look for it. But even my posts weren't coming up in her feed. And so anyway, it is it's an unknown, but it's one that we are striving for. So anyway, it is 9:09. Go, if you're like me, I'm going to turn this off before I say that.